OSHA, FRA, and ECI standards. So, whatever standards we have or are put in place federally, we got to abide by. Ben, do you have anything to add?
Not really. It's just that we have our own safety standards, and safety is our highest priority. So, above all else, hopefully everybody's been trained and they know the rules. And when in doubt, get someone else involved. There's a lot of things we can do in order um, to be safe. And sometimes these rules don't allow us to be in perfect compliance to the T unless we get some extra help to kind of make sure that we're exercising safe practices.
All right. We've been 292 days without recordable injury and 30 days without first aid. So keep it up there. We're doing really good right now. So keep it safe out there. Today I'm going to talk a bit about power actuated tools. We had a few guys that need to be certified on these, so I thought it'd be a good time to talk about this. With power actuated tools, you want to make sure you're properly trained. Matt or I can come to you, or you can come to us, and we can go through the user manual and how to operate this safely. You want to read the operator's manual, and like everything else, inspect the tool for damage or defects before you use it. And you want to select the proper load for the material. They have different power depending on the materials you are fastening to. So some acceptable materials are poured concrete, structural steel, masonry joints. And you want to do a punch test before you get to really fastening, to determine if the material is too hard or too soft, too brittle. Some things you just want to avoid are cast iron, drywall, just any normal rock. These, you know, cast iron rock are brittle. They break easily or in a weird way. Drywall is just soft. If there is someone on the other side of the wall and you put a fastener in, there's a good chance that's going right through that wall. So those are things to look out for. Uh, some workplace safety, operators and bystanders um, need to wear eye protection. Keep the work area clear of bystanders and clutter. So, yes, it says bystanders need to wear eye protection, but if you can, have them out of the way, not looking right over your shoulder. Never operate the tool in a flammable or explosive environment. Um, these use gunpowder. They create a little explosion. So you don't want to have that when you're around things that are flammable. And finally, some tool handling safety. Never carry loose strips in your pocket because they could potentially go off. Um, never carry. Only load the tool when you want to use it. Never place your hand or body or any body part in front of the tool. And use the tool in a clean tool and clean it in a well ventilated area. They do discharge gases, or when you're cleaning it, use different cleaning fluids that can cause some atmosphere issues, and treat this as a firearm, because it basically is. It uses little 27 caliber blanks. So you don't point it at people. Never don't horse around with it, even if it's unloaded. Don't be pretending it's a firearm or something like that. You know, in storage, when you store these, store it like you would a gun, in a lockbox, unloaded, where it can't be accessed by children or people that aren't trained or know how to use this tool. Um, so, this isn't an official training, but if you have any use of this on the job, come to Matt or I, and we can get you trained up, certified. And think that's all I have.
Hey, and I've been trained.
Yes, you have.
All right. Thanks, Austin. I'll take over the screen. Here we go. Can you see my screen?
We got it.
Okay, good. So for announcements this week, I got a congratulations to Jesse Lumbra on being promoted to a full foreman position. So that's pretty exciting news. I'm glad to see that. See if I can center my screen. There we go. And we have a new ECI baby. And I'd like everybody to meet Nolan Matthew Davies, born on the 27th. Here he is with mom and dad, Josh and Michelle. So pretty exciting news for the Davies family. Future ECI employee. And then a whole bunch of new employees here. This is Trevor Day. We have Paula Statsky. So far, I think I'm doing okay on pronunciation, but I think it might get more challenging here, and I apologize in advance here. Here's one, Scott Lavitrue. Hopefully I did that one right. And Owen Madeline. Not sure if I did that one right. Sorry, Owen. Jeremiah Hathaway. That one I can handle. And Dylan Smith. And let's see, Donald Wortham. So welcome everybody. And if they're on your team, oh, I got one more here. Two more. Tom Jenkins, he's back. The ECI, welcome Tom. Oh yeah, and then there's another Spencer Casino. So welcome all of the new employees, and if you see them around or see them on your crew, certainly make them feel welcome and introduce yourself. And this week, we've got a few photos on the ECI maple sugaring teams, and I wanted to just do 2 weeks. Next week, if you didn't get any photos in for this week, give me some more for next week, and I'll do another series. This is Austin. What did you say the name was again, Austin? I caught it. I read it this morning. Lasting Spring is your sugaring.
Lasting Springs Maple.
Lasting Spring Maple in Cambridge.
Johnson, Jeff, yeah, a little both there.
I see. Yep. And I have a picture of Mojo and Rex guarding the syrup at Pumpkin Hill. They're not going to let anyone touch that syrup. And there's baby Michael Forster dreaming about sugaring. Learning by osmosis, reverse osmosis at the Valley View Farm. Shared by Phil. It's great to have a crib in your sugar house. And let's see, oh, there's my mom canning some syrup at Pumpkin Hill. And the McKinney backyard, family backyard, shared by Ben Kinney. So, whoops. All the gang there watching the syrup boil in the pan there. So pretty exciting stuff. If you have photos of your operation, send me some for next week, and we'll we'll put those on. I'm excited to see them. Okay, let me adjust my screen size for some reason. There we go. And Ben, you're going to talk this week
Yep.
about the handbook. We're going to follow
Yep.
up in the next several weeks on the new handbook and changes. And Ben Dow is going to talk about the differences between the handbook and the benefits and compensation overview.
Right. Okay. Can I share my screen? You
Oh,
think?
yes, you may.
Because I've
I
got
guess I don't know how.
actually. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to do it. Okay, then I lose you guys for a second. I just gotta.
I see your screen.
Yeah. Okay. So, we just, what was it last week? We came out with the revised employee handbook. Can you guys see that okay? I tried to put it on the PDF because I wanted to scroll down and
Yep,
look at a
see it
couple
good.
of things in it. Yeah. It's kind of small if I make you look at the whole page, but this is the handbook, and this handbook is completely revamped from the previous handbook that we used. It's revision 3.1 2023, and the previous handbook that we had was, I believe it was April of 2010. So one of the issues that we had with our other handbook, that it was probably out of date in April of 2011 because a lot of the specific information that was in the handbook was back to the top. It was things such as our overnight differential rate. It was our other insurance that we used to have. And what we had to do several years back is create another document, which we needed to have to supplement that old handbook, called the Compensation and Benefits Overview. There's a couple of different versions, but our most recent version is February 21st. And what we did here was, in anticipation of creating our new handbook, we had to put this together so that when we were hiring employees or wanting to go find specific information about what is our current out-of-town overnight rate, what is our current boot allowance, things like that. So there's two documents that we have for you. We've got the handbook itself, which is intended to be in force for a length of time. It could be 5 years before we revise it. It could be maybe more than that. But the benefits and compensation overview is supplemental to that. And that's going to have every year at least, that's going to be revised, and maybe sometimes several times a year. If we change a policy, if we increase the boot allowance, if we increase or change holidays. So this is an important supplement. We are going to roll some of this out all digitally to you guys, but we want everyone to have the current handbook and the current compensation and benefits overview. They're in the admin department up front. Melanie has them. And what we're trying to do is to get 100% of everyone that works here to have their new handbook and their new compensation and benefits overview. And you sign for it the first time. And a lot of that's just HR related stuff to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure that all of you have the proper information regarding our policies and our procedures and the summary of all the benefits here at ECI. So the handbook itself is going to be easy for you to read. It has a complete table of contents. It's not huge. It's not very long. It's 32 pages. It was getting a little bit larger at one time, and we were able to cut it down. It talks about the handbook itself. It talks about the policies. And when you go, I want you to get this book, go through it, and you will see when you get into things such as out of town, boot allowance, it's not going to have the numbers in here, and it's going to refer you to the compensation, the current compensation and benefits overview. And a good example of the comp and benefits overview would be page 7. I don't know why I know this by heart, but I think it's because I've been working on this. We've probably been working on this for several years. So page 7 of the comp and benefits overview is a good page because it has all of our holidays listed, including that new floating holiday that we just came up with. This is a good example because if we had printed our handbook and then added another thing like this floating holiday in there, you might not see it in the handbook, but you'll see it in the current compensation and benefits overview. The other thing on this page that we did was we summarized the supplemental pay rates. You've got your working out of town per diem, which is now $50 a day. There are still a few people here that thought it was still 45, but it's been increased to 50. Out of town rate differential when you stay overnight is $3 rather than $2. It used to be $2. The emergency response bonus is $50 per occurrence, and look at the night shift differential, $4. And the safety toe boots has gone up to 125. So this is a nice table. And we actually will say when we revise them, just so that people know when some of this stuff went into effect, it was back in January, on January 15th. So this, in conjunction with the handbook, we believe will give you everything that you need to know about our policies and procedures and good summary of the benefits. So we've got, she didn't give me a count yet, but we probably got 20, probably 25 to 30 of them already out there, and we need to get over 100. We have 200 copies. We need everybody to obtain those. I will bring some to our, I guess later, I'll grab a box and bring it to our foreman and supervisor meeting that we have later today, so you can sign for them there. Otherwise, go right up to an admin and see Melanie, or if she's not there, anyone else up there can help you and give you a new copy of each. Any questions, Ken, on any of that stuff? I hope it was clear enough. I didn't
Clear
have
to
a
me. I don't know
script.
if there's questions
Yeah.
from anyone else.
Yeah. Anybody got any questions out there? If it'll be, I wanted the awareness
There
to
might
be
be
out
questions after they get a chance to look at it.
there after they look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right,
anyway,
I'm gonna take over
hopefully
this-
that was helpful. Thanks, Ken.
All right, I'll take over the screen.
Do I have to release it? Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I'm back to my screen. Do you see it?
Yep, we got it.
Okay. That out of the way. Down. I had the primary care wellness link here for everyone. And then for this week, we're talking about, for projects, the COTS Family Shelter Edition. That's on 278 Main Street in Burlington. And ECI was contracted with J.A. Morrissey to cast in place the foundations and slabs at the COTS Family Shelter Edition. Details of the project: there was 300 feet of 3-foot wide footing and 300 feet of wall ranging from 5 to 10 feet high, with a stone form liner in window wells and outside of the tall wall. There are 4 piers at the front entry, some 2,700 square feet of steel trowel finish interior slab, including 9,400 pounds of level 1 black reinforcing steel, and overall a total of 146.5 yards of concrete. The challenge on the project was water in a very tight site. ECI also needed to repair a section of wall damaged by the site contractors, not us. You'll see a picture of that after, but here's the profile of the project. This squared off piece without the gable ends, that's the new addition. The gabled end part is the existing, and this view shows some of the concrete shapes of the walls and gives you a sense of what we built. And this is early on. Let me move it up a bit. You'll see. No, I guess you can't. But that's the building there with the gable end we're facing, so that's the existing. Obviously, the new work is in the foreground. And then this is further on when the foundation or the footings are done and the walls are mostly complete. And then later on, we put the slab in, like the basement slab. And here we are cutting the joints in with our dust collecting system attached. And I think this is, oh, this is the broken wall that got hit, I guess, by an excavator, I understand. On like maybe swinging around the tail swing of the excavator. And that required us to saw the piece out. We are doing our little, it's like, is that a Hilti ring saw that we have? Looks like it's hydraulically driven, got water as a method of reducing dust, eliminating dust hazards. There's a cut hole. And I don't have a good picture of the completed patch, but I guess it came out pretty good. Then from the photo archives, this is kind of right around the corner. This is Central Station at the fire department. You can see Rescue 1, Tower 1, Engine 1 there on the top of the overhead doors. This was back in 2014 on South Winooski Avenue. So this was this was a project. It was a pretty goofy apron they have because their building sits a little higher than the street. So you can see there's a good amount of pitch there. So that was back in 2014. And that's all I got. I'll turn it back over to you, Matt. Have a safe day out there. And don't forget, everyone, send me some more pictures for next week on the maple sugaring operations.
Yep. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Austin. Thanks, Ben. Good productive meeting this morning. Let's be safe today. Let's have a great day. If you watch it in a group setting, please send attendance over so we can capture that. Have a great day.
Thanks. See ya.
Thanks, everybody.